Hey guys, are you excited? I'm excited. I feel like I've been waiting years to review another action figure set, especially a FNaF one. I mean, Funko just kinda wings it with the other brand action figures anyway. The Bendy action figures, And the Rick and Morty were, well... But Funko has yet to fail us on their FNaF action figures. Series 1 was the bomb.com, Series 2 was basically a dream come true, and Series 3 really confirmed to all of us fans that Funko was gonna keep this line strong. Unlike the ever-failing plushies. That may actually get avenged. To be determined. Oh yeah, and that reminds me. Look at this, guys! Stanley the Unicorn is now worth $0.00. Faith in our community has been restored! Not all of us are drooling babies willing to buy anything with the Funko logo. Anywho, let's get this party started. I am so excited to see all our favorite characters from Pizzeria Sim. Molten Freddy, wonky old Scroop Troop, the Lemonade Guy, and cute Mr. Hugs. Oh, Funko made the daytime characters. Well, that's kinda mediocre. I understand that Molten Freddy and Scrap Trap are kind of difficult designs to do, but you guys made Ennard, and Springtrap, and Scrap Baby. Are complex designs only worth it for you guys if it's your collect them all figures? I can kind of understand that, but you guys are a huge toy company. I'm sure you can come up with a solution. Selling second best characters doesn't seem like the best strategy. If I weren't reviewing these, I wouldn't have even bought all of them. Wait a second. I would have had to buy all of them because of Scrap Baby. Funko, I feel like you played us all. It is sad to see some of the most memorable characters from Pizzeria Sim not be made into action figures. Hopefully they'll be made in the future. And the toy animatronics. And the withered animatronics. And the Phantom! Okay, yeah, Funko has a lot of work to do, and I really hope they do decide to go back and make these old characters. The action figures and the mystery minis are actually the only Funko lines I aim to collect 100% of. Okay, I lied. There are a few exceptions, mainly the glow-in-the-dark lines. And maybe these mediocre guys. I guess we'll just have to see. It's really odd how Funko didn't just make the Rockstar animatronics, since they are the main crew, kinda. Instead, they made 2 mediocre characters, 2 Rockstar characters, and 2 others. Will Funko eventually fill in the blanks and make a second series of these, with the other Rockstar and mediocre characters? I hope so, but at the same time, I kinda doubt it. Since Lefty was a Walmart exclusive, there's also the possibility of Funko making more exclusives for this series, like an exclusive Molten Freddy or exclusive Scrap Trap, but like the other possibility, it's really hard to say. Funko tends to be a bit unpredictable. Like how these things just showed up randomly in stores and we were all a bit confused. Yes, I will be reviewing these in the future. So anyway, let's get to opening these. Starting with the cheaper characters. At $5 we got ourselves Lefty, a very entertaining but risky animatronic. The character who turned out to be a walking trap for our old friend the puppet. Sadly, Funko didn't put stripes on his joints. But check out that box! Talk about festive! Makes me feel like I'm at a kid's birthday party and we'll be drinking artificially flavored punch. But as for this front sticker, I'm kind of disappointed. Usually all the warnings go on the back. For some reason they're all in the front now, and it really clogs up the box. Sorry, box keepers. Maybe it's best to display them without from now on. Oh, well, I do admit I opened this a bit roughly, but I didn't really think I'd legitimately break him. No, it wasn't just his leg that fell off. It was the leg joint. Not exactly a good start. Looks like I'm gonna be gluing this back on. Generally, when you buy a toy, you don't need to plan on fixing it upon opening. One thing you can't easily fix with hot glue, however, is the fact that this figure is righty, not lefty. And by that I mean his microphone. Unlike Freddy, Lefty is left-handed. And obviously I can't just switch the arms unless I'm okay with upside-down thumbs. And I know you guys are constantly calling me nitpicky, but come on. He's seemingly named after being left-handed. A few smaller complaints I have with him are the fact that Funko gave him a nose job, and also didn't add these prominent wires. So would I say this figure is as good as ones from previous sets? Looks-wise, yes. I'd say it's equally as good as past sets. But that doesn't mean perfect. Unlike some of the past figures, I don't think they really tried to recreate his unique design. They just went with the whole, it's just a Freddy with black fur instead of brown thing. As for his functionality, I'd say this figure is also equal to previous sets. His joints seem to be stiff, but not rock hard, both being issues in the first and second sets. Funko also gave him a separated torso and abdomen to add to his posability. As you all probably know, this isn't a new concept from Funko. Most of the characters from Series 2 and all the characters from Series 3 had this addition. Although this feature has also not been very consistent. Series 2, where it was first introduced, tends to stick or not turn fluently. Series 3 tends to be stiff, but not in a bad way. But Lefty here... well, you get the picture. Overall, I'd say I like this Lefty figure. He could be better, but he is not bad. Now let's jump up to $230, to an animatronic who won't actually try to kill you, unless you're trapped in hell and your name is William Afton. But hey, at the very least you get to listen to this jam every time you die.
I consider it a dignified death. Not really, it was actually quite pathetic.
Pigpatch is a character originally from FNaF World, as a boss you have to defeat along your journey. His name is slightly different there though, so maybe they're just cousins. Pigpatch comes with Scrap Baby's legs and his banjo. Although I found him to be a hilarious character in Ultimate Custom Night, I'm not sure I would have bought this character normally. Maybe Funko can change my mind about that? A new addition to most of these boxes is this little sticker. Mix and match parts. It's about time Funko advertised one of the coolest features of these action figures. I mean, I guess it is a good thing they didn't advertise it during Series 2 though, because for some reason those were extra stiff, and almost impossible to remove the heads. Now let's actually take a look at her figure. Honestly, I love this. I love how saturated the colors are with the black joints, and the overall design of this figure is spot on. Luckily for Funko, many of the mediocre Melodies characters have pretty simple designs, so I'd be a bit shocked if it wasn't spot on anyway. Move out the way, pear-shaped girls, you ain't seen nothing!
Haters gonna hate, I laugh cause you fake, why you mad cause I do.
I love his little belly button, it's so cute! And that tail! Aw, he's such a derp, but it melts my heart anyhow. Sadly though, the paint on his eyes was poorly done. Not to mention how suddenly he can't swivel his waist? What? Why not? There is nothing to obstruct it, no reason not to give it to him. And that's not the last issue here, his banjo. He cannot, for the life of him, hold it. At all. Other than that though, I'd say this figure deserves a passing grade. Our next most affordable animatronic is Rockstar Freddy. Although he's not too affordable, there are some hidden costs that aren't mentioned.
Please deposit 5 coins. Please deposit 5 coins. Please deposit, please deposit, please deposit.
Please deposit 5 coins.
Darn Fazbear Entertainment and their cheapness! Although, same. Rockstar Freddy comes with the star of the show's head, Scrap Baby. Perfect! Now we have our completed figure. And here is Lefty. I mean, Freddy. Funko? I thought we were past this crap! You're handing us recolors again? I guess it's not really surprising. Series 1 and Series 3 had recolors that deserve to be slightly modified. Golden Freddy's eyes should have been hollow, and Lolbit shouldn't have eyebrows. And Lefty is literally the same way. The only difference besides color is his nose being bigger and him being left-handed. And Funko couldn't do that? Really? I never understood why they couldn't just modify one figure to be another, instead of just using the same molds and painting them differently. It definitely sucks that these small and easily fixable issues go unnoticed by Funko, and us fans just have to deal with it. As for Rockstar Freddy, I feel like he's mostly spot on. His top hat and bow always looked more purple than pink in my opinion, but that's not gonna bother me. Luckily we have the return of the swivel hips. And he's much more manageable than Lefty. Maybe he's just a partier. All in all, I'm not mad. Rockstar Freddy is a nice figure. For $500 more, you can have yourself a Rockstar Foxy, complete with his own parrot sidekick who never shuts up, and his amazing accordion skills. With this guy in your restaurant, I think it's about time you expand that menu. Okay, now I'm hungry. Thanks, Italian Pirate Fox. This action figure, though, is seriously cool. I don't think there's another Foxy design out there that I like more than Rockstar Foxy. Although he lost his recently gained tail, he has an adorable new parrot friend, a peg leg to make him even more impaired, a very unique instrument, and to top it all off, the most adorable mug. Look at that little grin. And as weird as this sounds, I actually think the way Funko sculpted him makes him look cuter than Scott's actual model. Yeah, I know. The differences are, of course, slight, but present. It's really up to personal preference which you would like more. And per usual, Funko did mess up a few things. The paint in his mouth is spotty, and the lower torso piece shouldn't have the tummy color, which is just thanks to Funko reusing Funtime Foxys. These are both very minor anyhow. So all around, I'd say this is a great figure. Easily one I'm gonna make room to display. Next up is... No, not food again. Is it insensitive of me to think of food when I see things like sombreros and accordions? Now I want refried beans and some homemade chips. Okay, well, it doesn't help that he's the color of beans and his name is L-Chip. L-Chip! I guess that's how you know a restaurant has amazing marketers. I do not get hungry when I see the Jack-in-the-Box guy. I just want to punch him in his stupid foam face! Am I the only one with those feelings? Okay, you're right, I should probably see a counselor. Back to our Mexican beaver friend. Now this guy is a very obvious cameo of Chipper from one of Scott's previous games, Chipper & Sons Lumber Company, also making an appearance in FNaF World. Now I wouldn't say for sure L-Chip and Chipper are the same characters, similar to Pigpatch and Porkpatch. They're probably cousins of some sort. He definitely isn't a perfect recreation of Scott's model. Something just feels off about his face to me, and it's hard to pinpoint what went wrong. As for his body though, it is spot on. Just your basic animatronic body with a giant beaver tail addition. They should have made his orange less neon though. It's honestly more of a tan. Minus the orange on his eyelids, which should have been much brighter. And let's not forget his instrument. A mandolin, maybe? Whatever it's called, I think it was wonderfully made. If it just had the wood texture, it'd be just about perfect. Just don't look too closely at the strings. It gets a bit trippy. In the end, this is a pretty good action figure. Similar to Porkpatch, it's not exactly a character I'd go out of my way to collect. Now for our last action figure, Orville Elephant. No relation to the popcorn. Please, I've talked about food way too many times as it is for a video about action figures. Orville the Elephant is another one of the characters I probably wouldn't have bought normally. I have nothing against him, he just doesn't really seem that interesting to me. Despite being one of the only characters to not have an instrument, and is instead a magician. I guess it's more that he didn't play a very big role in any of the 2 games he was in. Alright, 3. He did have some lines in Ultimate Custom Night, but like he said himself,
I don't get out much.
even though he's technically part of the mediocre melodies, Orville is our most expensive character at $4,100. At that price, I'd be expecting some frickin' magic. I mean, at the very least, he does have a cool design, being an elephant and all, though the figure itself has issues, like usual. I think his wrist is a bit broken, or at least I hope this isn't supposed to be normal. And seemingly out of nowhere, it struck me that this character is actually really creepy looking. And I blame it on those upper teeth. Scott made the right decision in leaving them out. Funko, on the other hand, has always been on the side of full mouths of teeth rather than not. And that's Orville the Elephant. A pretty neat figure I don't think I want to keep. Honestly, it's just those teeth. And that's it for our video, guys. Oh, wait. I forgot about the best part! Scrap Baby! Easily the best character out of this whole set. And also, undoubtedly, the most difficult character to recreate. With all the small details and the overall unique design, Funko's artists were probably losing sleep over this girl. Even compared to Ennard, I'd say her design is the most headache-inducing. It doesn't help that lots of the strange things found on her are really confusing. Is that a crown or a little bow made of wires? What in the heck are these things? And why does a ginormous animatronic need roller skates? Not hating though, I love roller skating and I love Scrap Baby. But holy cannoli, ravioli, stromboli, what the hell? I cannot get her head on. I am trying so hard not to accidentally break this. I know I'm not that strong, but there is no way on earth a little kid is gonna be able to do this. I still feel like it was a miracle I even got it on. And even though I succeeded, she did break a little. Her neck is definitely weak and is tearing slightly. Sadly, there's no way I'll ever get this head off again unless I'm okay with her breaking, which I'm definitely not. Luckily, the rest of her came together without issue. But before we get down to details, let's just admire this for a second. I have to say, Funko did an amazing job on recreating her. No matter what I have to point out that's off, as a whole, this is a great figure, and I'm not going to be too hard on it. So when you compare her to Scott's official model, a few things pop out in particular. For one, look at all that blue on her face. Our action figure only gave her blue eyeshadow, I guess you'd consider it. Another thing that kind of bothers me is her torso area. It looks so empty. Couldn't they have just added some wires? But surprisingly, those are the only issues I really see. Like I said before, I'm quite astounded with the work here. There's so many details. The more you look, the more you see. I mean, just look at that hair. That's pretty sweet. Overall, A+ to you, Funko. A+. And I don't think I've said that about many others before. Although other figures have been just as amazing with craftsmanship, small but super important details tend to tick me off. And luckily, Scrap Baby didn't have anything offensively wrong with her. So what do you guys think? Would you buy them all to get Scrap Baby, even with the possibility of her head breaking off? Oh, So, would you guys buy all the figures for your collection and possibly a Scrap Baby if you're luckier than me? I can't say I've been the most impressed with this series, mainly because of the character choice, but I did have a lot of fun messing with them and being rewarded with such a cool figure. Hopefully Funko continues to try and up their game towards quality, craftsmanship, and creativity. I know I harp on Funko a lot, but compared to many brands out there, they are doing us a favor. Have an awesome weekend, guys, and I'll be seeing you all next time. Bye!